Well, we had to wait 20 extra days to crown the 1A Division II state champion, but we've done it. And we have a first-time champion, perhaps apropos that over my shoulder, the Santa Elena Canyon, because going out to far west Texas in Reeves County, the Balmorhea Bears are the state champions of 1A Division II. I'm Greg Tepper. That's Granger Huntress, our six-man football insider from sixmanfootball.com. And Granger, I don't want to, I don't like giving you compliments, but you really diagnosed this game really from the outset. And it seems like the two things that Balmorhea had their best, the real advantage in this game was their depth and the defensive line, which really, really played well.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was actually a little bit insane watching the game unfold with Mata, Mendoza, and Orozco just tearing up Richland Springs to where they looked flustered early and took them out of what they had to do. They just couldn't run the ball. They had to go to pass, and that was just it was. I have never seen a Richland Springs team on their heels like that. That defensive line was fantastic.
Well, and I don't want to really, get too far into this, but it does seem to me, this was me watching it at home, obviously, and you watching it from the studio, that looked like a senior laden team. That looked like a team that when Richland Springs landed a punch, Balmorhea said, we're good, we're ready to come back, and they always had an answer. In a lot of ways, it came down to two guys. Let's first talk about that super sophomore, Tomas Contreras, who, what a water bug he is. When he gets a little bit of space, he is gone.
Yeah, he's an incredible runner. He gets to the corner really quickly and has great balance. That's what I thought was fantastic. They didn't have an answer for that speed.
The other guy that I want to make sure we mention is the big fella, the guy they call Diesel, as in Gary. I want to make sure I get his name correct. Gary Alex Abraham, who hauls in 4 touchdown catches. The big fella. They had no answer for him, and the passing game, there was actually some really good balance to this Balmorhea attack tonight, and a big reason why they kind of kept Richland Springs kind of guessing.
Yeah, and you got to give Drew Larimore credit for dropping those passes in there. Obviously, Diesel went in that one and caught it over Burkhart. And then just those soft hands going up and making those grabs was fantastic. He's obviously a very special athlete. I think Coach Jones said he runs an 11-something hundred, and he's 6'1". He seems super nice. And there's Rick Rennert coming in and talking loud and saying, hey, that's the beauty of being on set here, right? No, he made some great catches, but Larimore made some great passes as well.
Of course, Vance Jones, a track guy, knows his track times. Of course he does. But I want to talk a little bit about Richland Springs. Obviously not the result that they wanted. Landon Burkhart finishes out what's a really remarkable career there at Richland Springs. But I think it's worth mentioning, it's only the second time Richland Springs has gone to a title game and not come back with the crown. They remain at 9 state championships. But you look up and down, there's a lot of youth on this team, and a lot of that team's coming back next year.
Yeah, no, they do. Richland Springs has some players coming back. They always do. It's that old adage, like the college coaches. Why do they play bowl games? Why do you accept some random bowl game? Well, it's because you get all those extra weeks of practice. These guys, they've gotten to play 15, 16, this time 20 weeks of practice, to finish the season. And so you get all that extra time to develop. So by the time you're it's your time to play, and you're the B team. You've played against the best. You've had to be the squad that's played against this team that's made it that far every year.
And we would be remiss if we didn't close this out by talking about Vance Jones, the coach there at Balmorhea. He wins his 4th state championship. He becomes the 3rd coach in Texas high school football history to win a title at 3 different schools. I mean, the word legend gets kicked around, but in six-man football world, there are few legends like Vance Jones at this point.
There aren't. And, he's a special person. He's just a kind-hearted soul. He is a good, decent human being. I've I told the story of him taking me to dinner, the first time I met him, and just wanting to get to know me, and that was kind of ridiculous. I was just some random guy who covered six-man football. And when he was coming back to Sanderson, and he was just getting back into six-man, I believe he had been at Van Horn or something when they were 11-man. He's a West Texas guy through and through. Marathon, Garden City, Sanderson, Balmorhea. I'm just so happy for him. He, like I said, I told him, I was already getting text messages from some of his old friends. I bet you his flip phone goes nuts tonight. He's still, that's who he is. I'm sure, Annika, his daughter, and his wife are probably having to field phone calls for him tonight. But I'm really happy for the Jones family. They and for Vance, he's just one of those good guys. It's why we do this. There's good guys out there, and he's one of them.
He's easy to root for, and it's easy to feel good for the Balmorhea Bears, state champions for the first time in program history. And Granger, January 5th, you're off the clock. The season's finally over. You can stop. It's fine. And now I guess we'll get going on the six-man portion of the magazine, I guess.
Yeah, no, the funny part is I've already got like the schedule stuff set up to go live so that people can start inputting their schedules next week. So, might as well get that started, right?